Hello and welcome back. I am the co-host of Exquisite Conversation Podcast, and we will be joined shortly by the host, celebrity publicist Nicole M. Jordan. And so tonight we have another star-studded edition with a special guest. Um, I am Rosie.
Hi. Oh, oh,
And here we
hi.
are. Hey, Pavani. Hello. I can hear you now.
This real bad. This real bad. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we
Yes.
can.
Oh, Lord Jesus, help me. What's up, girl? Are we live?
Hi.
We are.
Oh, hey you guys, hey you guys, hey you guys. It's Pavani J, and we are here with Exquisite Conversation. I'm the CEO and founder of Exquisite PR Firm, the host of Exquisite Conversation, obviously, and the host of Winding Down. You guys, want to give you guys a little FYI. So, Winding Down Late Night Conversation will be available to you guys for like 2 more weeks, 2 or 3. After that, we will be shutting it down, pulling Exquisite Conversation over to Sunday nights. Just a little FYI. And you guys, tonight we have I Am Rosie,
Hi.
dancer, choreographer, all these things. You guys will find out about her here shortly. I don't know if Jacob told you, but you'll get this really, really fast. I just introduce myself, and then I always say, and to the left of me we have, and then he'll introduce himself, and then he'll say to the bottom of me, and then you go ahead and give him a roll call, and then we'll go ahead and kick it for tonight.
All right, cool.
Okay. And to the left of me I have.
Oh, none other than King Jacob. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Exquisite Conversation Podcast. And, it's Fabulous Friday. And we in here. And we about to sip some really, really, really hot tea tonight. Some of that sippy sip. And to the bottom of me, I do have.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl T. Rosie. I cannot wait to have some exquisite conversations tonight and
Okay.
sip on some hot tea.
All right. Okay. I love it. I love it. I love it. You guys, I heard you doing some wonderful things. Choreographer, dancer, actor, filmmaker. What do you do, girl? Because they say you have a whole list of stuff. So we want
Yes.
to know. Tell us about it.
So I am a dancer. I started as a dancer. Then I went into like the professional dancer business a little bit. I trained at Joffrey Ballet School up in New York. I did their hip hop program, and then I also did their musical theater program. And I honestly thought musical theater was gonna be it. Like I just knew it was gonna be me in musical theater for a minute.
Yeah.
And my mom, she showed me, gave me the opportunity to be like, hey, want to become an artist? And I was like, can that happen? Like, is that possible?
Right.
And we've been doing that for about like a cool 2 years now. So with being an artist, still being a dancer, and being a choreographer, um, that's what I've been doing for the past 2 years.
So you sound like you busy.
Yes, I be
You're busy.
tired.
Listen, I don't even want to talk about tired. Tired when this industry, tired is like your second. It'll go away. It'll like
Yes.
deplete. Yes, because tired is something that you can't do. You got to get something to beat your face. You be half sleep, but at the end of the day, when you see the beauty of it, it's wonderful. So what's really amazing to me is that you're an African American and you put on the ballet shoes. What is it like? I always wanted to be a ballerina, and I was too heavy to be a ballerina. But
No.
I used to play when I was little. I used to play. I can remember just playing and watching it on TV on the U.S. Like for USA, the Olympics. And my mother bought me some ballerina shoes just to play in, and I used to just play in it and just the corset and everything. I used to just really wanted to. I just liked it, but
Yeah.
I never was able to do it. So I gave it up probably at the age of 7, honey. I stopped trying.
It's different being, being a technical dancer and not just a hip hop dancer or a majorette dancer is what they think or what they see when they see a black woman or anybody in that's African American in dance. they think, well, you're not going to be able to turn as much as, somebody else can, or you're not going to be able to point your toes, or, it's crazy. It gets kind of crazy in the
Mhm.
competition, and that's at a young age. But I think it's pretty cool. I dance with a lot of African American children. I teach African American kids.
Wow.
The studio that we have it's mixed, but it's Black owned. It's just a lot of amazing things. Just dancing as a Black girl is the most strongest thing that you can do, especially staying in it, because it
Mhm,
gets
mhm.
hard. It does.
So, I was at a video shoot with a client last week, and the dancers in there were just like not hip hop dancers. They did everything. And does it get to a point where, in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, dancing is a form of exercise, right? You can lose weight like that. And she was like, oh, I can't lose weight. I've been dancing for so long. She has to do other things for training. She's like, it doesn't make her lose weight anymore. Does that happen?
Yeah, sometimes your stamina, it just gets to a point where it's just like, okay, like we're used to this now. Like you gotta, but to me, I don't know, dance kept me in shape. Like when I was younger, dance kept me looking like I ran for like a living or anything like that. So that's what dance was for me. But when I don't dance, I have to go to the gym, because if
Wow.
I'm not dancing, I'm not gonna stay in shape. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree, but I disagree a little bit, because dance kept me in shape. And then as
Yeah.
soon as I stopped dancing, I was like, okay, I gotta go to the gym.
And that's what I noticed on your pictures, because I'm the CEO, and I noticed when the production books your show, I was like, she's super fit. She's super fit. So I'm always looking at everybody because I'm like, in
Yeah,
the process of losing weight, I just lost like 120 pounds, 125 pounds. So I'm
period.
like, yes, girl, yes. I'm looking like somebody else. I am feeling myself, honey. You just don't know. I
She
can cross my
should.
legs now. So I'm excited. And like anything that I see where as far as exercising, like I don't like to exercise, but I do like to dance, whether it's
Right.
wiggle or shake or whatever. I do like to do that. So I'm like, wow, that is a form. Maybe if I go to a dance class or Zumba or something like,
Yes.
maybe I can lose
Yes.
some weight. And I noticed when I saw you, you were the first pictures you had with your hat on and everything. And I'm like, she's cute. And I'm like, she looks really fit. And then when I saw the caption, I'm like, okay, okay, she dances and everything. So how many children have you taught at one time? Like what's the
Oof.
most?
Probably in one classroom, there's like a cap, but I want to say like 40 kids at once.
What?
Yeah.
Was it hard or was that like, I mean, how little were they? That I guess that would make a difference, the age of the child.
Yeah, I
Definitely.
think it was probably one of my younger classes. It was probably one of my younger classes, but when I do choreography, I think the biggest dance has been like probably like 30 something, and those kids are like from the ages of like 10 to 18. So all of those kids in one room.
Yes, but I mean, I guess too, the age of the kid, I guess, because I have children. So I guess the smaller they are, the more either fun, depending on if how you feel about kids, I guess.
Yeah, it depends on how serious they take dance. Like some kids, they just like to move around and jump around. And so
Right.
those classes are a little bit more like, just lax. Like you're just jumping around doing the cha-cha slide with kids. And then there's like your other, like there's one set of 8-year-olds that only want to do that. Then there's your other set of 8-year-olds that take dance like super serious. So
Hmm.
they're like very specific. And even those kids I enjoy, because it's just like, y'all get it, y'all want it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
both kids are different, but they're both fun to teach.
yeah, yeah. That's wonderful, wonderful. King Jacob, you got something?
Sure, sure. So the artistry in dancing, how would you describe that? So if you were in front of we're gonna say a teacher, a college professor, you know what I mean, and since you have the theater background, in dance, so how would you explain it to a parent that wants to invest their money to send their kid to Juilliard or something like that?
My first thing is make sure your kid wants it. Because it's a lot of things. Like it sounds great, and it's a really cool opportunity, but you have to make sure that your kid wants it. I say that to like even the kids that do my classes. Like make sure your kid wants to be here, because it's no fun for the teacher to teach a kid that doesn't really want to, be here at Juilliard. There's no there's no joy in like spending your money, a bunch of money on Juilliard especially, but like spending a bunch of money like that and then your kid's not enjoying what they're doing. So just make sure that your kid like is enjoys dance. And you can just tell by the way that they like wake up on a morning where they're just really sleeping. You're like, you got to go to dance, and they pull themselves to go somewhere because I don't know, but y'all know kids. Like if they don't want to go do something, they gonna make sure they don't go do it. So if
Mhm.
your kid is
Right.
like dedicating themselves like that to it, then they love it, and then you just gotta like pursue their dream with it. So yeah, that would be my advice to parents that want to like register their kid in dance and have like high expectations for it. Like make sure they can fall in love with it first
Okay.
before
Okay.
anything else can happen.
So with you going to school in New York, and you know, there had to be a whole new world for you. So what what were the perks that you got from it, and the education you got from it that helped you evolve as a choreographer and as a teacher for up and coming kids that wants to dance.
Personally, traveling to New York, like the perks that it gave me was it just opened my eyes to other things. The Joffrey program is like a really good program. You go for the summer, you go for like 2 or 3 weeks, however long you want to go, and then you go to Broadway shows. So if the theme of your week is Aladdin, you go see Aladdin on Broadway. And then your teacher that's teaching you, they're a part of that production. So they're on Broadway currently. So
Wow.
what they're doing is during the daytime, they're coming to teach you, and then at nighttime, they're leaving and going to go be on the stage. So it's such a cool experience, just like the people that I got to meet, the people that I got to talk to, and they're like, they tell you about how they got on Broadway, how like no role is a bad role, like the connections that you make, how hard it is, how hard you have to train and stuff like that. That was like the perks of like going up to New York and training and actually like going for that whole entire thing. It was just great.
Okay.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Debbie Allen.
Yeah.
She that when you say the School of Juilliards, that's the first thing I think of Debbie Allen. And I think um if you could meet her, I'm pretty sure you would have a wonderful time to meet her. Is she ever there on campus? Is she ever
Yeah, I've met Debbie Allen before. We
Oh, okay.
we we've trained. She does a summer program. It's the Dada Intensive.
Mm.
And the year I think I chose to do Joffrey, but then some of my other friends did the Debbie Allen program. So I traveled from New York, and then I went to LA to support my friends. Like we flip flop like that. And then when we went to LA to support, but she's there. She's there in person. She's still running her studio. She's cursing the kids out. She's still teaching the
What
class.
is that show, you guys? What is that show that she did so long ago? We grew up on. I grew up on
You talk,
Debbie Allen.
you talking about Fame?
Fame. That's what I grew up on. Fame. When
Yeah.
they would just come in, Debbie Allen, and so it just reminds me when you say your school, right when you say where you're at, it reminds me of Debbie Allen, and for her to be however old she is, I don't know, beautiful woman. Um, she is still doing her thing, like moving and grooving, and really in shape. And,
Yes.
and I'm pretty sure you've seen Fame before, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I was gonna say ask you that, but I didn't want to ask you that. And then you say, huh?
I'm
I
like,
didn't say
no. I'm like,
yeah,
what is
like
that?
y'all real old. Y'all real old. We don't even see. So I didn't want to say it. Like I'm like, okay, maybe she doesn't know. Maybe I'm gonna touch a spot. But that's really good that you're all around the board. So is that how it really is? It's like she's really screaming, cussing, that she runs it like that?
That's a lot of dance teachers. Like people don't realize that was not for show. Like it was probably amped up a little bit for show, but that is real dance teachers. Like teachers are like that. Teachers
Wow.
are
Fact,
really like that
fact.
25/8.
Yeah,
Wow.
fact.
Wow.
Because
Me,
I
I'm
know.
not that kind of teacher. I get like if I get to a mad point, it's just like a come on, man. Like that's my kind of upset. But that's just because I just don't let myself get there. But
Mhm.
but it is like old school teachers. My mom, because my mom owns the studio that I dance and teach at. But she's like that. She I have some crazy stories about her like throwing a shoe across the stage, and then
Wow.
it's real.
Yeah.
Wow. I guess the longer that you would do it, I guess it would be like, especially if you got the ones that know it and they're
Yes.
tired or whatever. So you trying to get them to where they need to be. I'm pretty sure it would be like that.
Yes.
So I'm still like ready to talk about these toes. Ballerina shoes. What is it like? Do you have to
Okay, so I have to say point. I stopped point cuz it's kind of like be a ballerina or do all kinds of other types of dances. And doing point can injure you real bad. I had a really bad Achilles accident when I was how old? I think I was like 13 or 14, but it was really bad.
wow.
And it was like, okay, well, we can train you to get to back on point, but if you hurt yourself again, like it's over with. I was like, oh no. I was like, I'd rather do every other kind of style of dance. So around like 14, I stopped doing point. But my toes are still pretty ugly from dance because I like roll over them and all that great stuff. But it
Hmm.
is true what they say about dancers' feet.
Oh, okay. That was the next thing. Like, do you have to go there
They're
to get
just it's just
like,
really bad. And then like when you go to the how they like scrape off your like cuticles and your calluses and stuff. Dancers, we don't like when that happens because it helps us like turn and jump like it's like a shoe. It's so bad.
so
But
I just
yeah.
always wondered, was that really real? And yeah, I mean, you would know that, like, you would think that, like, with ballerinas, of course, but just with regular dancers, like, but no, now
Yeah.
that you say that, yeah, you do. You lift off your feet, you have to be very strong at the
Yes.
lower extremities.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. It is what it is. I guess the price, you have to pay a price for everything. So if
Yes.
it's ugly feet, they put some heels on,
I
boy.
just say it's okay. I don't like nobody touching my feet no way, so I'm cool.
Right, that's fine. That's fine. So I'm wondering, like, hi. My sister says hi.
Hi.
Hello, hello, hello.
She says, hey, sis. So my niece dances. That's why they're on here. My
Yeah.
niece, yeah, my niece is a dancer, and she's dancing all over the place. So tell Renee to come on here. She wants to know anything. We got a real live A1 choreographer, dancer, artist, and that's everything right now. He wants to be. So tell her to get on here, and she's gonna find out the 411 of what you got to do to get there.
Yes.
Yeah, my niece dances and does ballerina and tap and everything, anything that where you can move your body, honey, she is with
She's
it.
in it.
This is shaking
Yeah.
baton, anything that you got to put something on and put makeup on and go out there in front of the crowd, she's with it.
She's like, I'm there.
Yeah, and she can rap and everything. Like I was like exactly what you say. Like she does all of that. So it would be a perfect time to get her in here on the scene to see someone
Yeah.
that's like does it for a living and is across the nation. So it's a time. It's that time of the year. I'm sorry I came in and I rushed in. And so I'm really trying to think of what are your goals for like the next 5 years?
The next 5 years, my goals are I want to be secure in who Rosie is, who T. Dot Rosie is, who I am as a dancer, who I am as an artist. I want those two to be separate but thriving. Um,
Mm,
I think it's a challenge to keep two things thriving at once, and I think people feel like you have to like cut one off to focus on the other. But I think I can do a pretty good job at focusing on both. So I'm kind of coming up with the action plan for my dance career, and then coming up with an action plan for um, my music career,
okay.
and then finding where those two meet in the middle but still separate.
Yeah.
So it's really just finding a defining mark and achieve and a lot of achievements on both sides that are
Mhm.
tallied up together, and not one lower than the other because I didn't pay attention to it for a couple of years. Don't want that to happen. So yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's good. And from a PR standpoint, just to hear you say that, a lot of times you get people that have multiple things that they do, but you can't monopolize off both of them at the same time on the same site. You have to separate them so
Yeah.
people can see this, because for some reason, I don't know why, but when people see that a person does multiple things, I guess in their brain they get jumbled up, like, okay, they don't know what to pick from them. But
Right.
it doesn't have to be like that, but you have to separate them and keep them balanced, right? You can't give one more attention than the other. Not that you don't have the skill to do it, but it just looks really, really good.
Yes.
For the person who is pushing you and making your household name, it makes it a lot easier, and then just push it out there and go, 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 go. I want to talk to you again. I want to make sure you come back in the
Yeah.
next couple of years for Exquisite, because I just see elevation, and I know
Thank
for
you.
a fact that when we see you again, girl, it's gonna be something different. So I can't wait
That's the
already.
plan.
Yes, I can see down that tunnel scope. Um, so once you do these things, and you've been doing these things for a long, all your life, really, um, and you get up every day, what's a amazing day for you? What's an amazing day? Like, just get up an amazing day. Give me one.
Honestly, waking up feeling well rested is like amazing to me. I'd be like, oh, feel like I can conquer the world. Or you know, when you get those like little spikes of like, I gotta clean this, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I
Mhm.
gotta organize this. That's an amazing day when I like get everything organized. I feel like I know what I'm about to do in the next 30 days. The next 30 days is planned for me. That's
Mhm.
when I feel like great. But if I feel scattered around, it's not gonna work out. I was telling Jacob earlier, I'm like, I have really bad OCD. I get it from my mom, but like
Mhm.
I like things to be a certain way, and when things aren't a certain way, I just get real upset. It's not a
Sorry.
good day.
Hmm.
No.
Like, in 15 minutes was like 0 to 100 real quick.
Yes.
Sorry. Didn't mean to. He was trying to accommodate me. I was trying to rush in here, and I called like, hey, look, I'm not missing this. I'm talking to her tonight. Do not start without me. So that was my fault. I was trying to get, like, I was at my job, and I'm like, it's just ridiculous there on Friday.
Yes.
So I was trying to come, and he was like, okay. And I was like, just talk to her. I don't care what you do, but I'm talking to Rosie tonight. Like, I'm not missing this one.
We didn't get it. It was cool. It was a cool time.
Yeah. So I'm really, really happy to meet you. Like, we rolling, we're going really, really quick here. Is anybody out there? You guys want to talk to Rosie? You guys want to say anything to Rosie? You guys want to meet her before she's like at the box office or somewhere and she's touring and you might not be able to catch her? If you guys want
Yes.
to talk to I Am Rosie, you guys come in here, ask her any questions that you want, and vibe with her tonight. It's late night conversation at Exquisite Conversation. So you guys come in here and just see what she's doing. Jacob?
All right. So I'm very impressed that you teach. So everybody don't have the gift of teaching. You know what I mean? And coaching. So and when you're teaching the youth. So and so let's talk about what you like when you're teaching them dance and you guys are getting ready for a competition. So how intense are those classes to prepare them for a competition?
The week of competition is pretty intense, especially if it's like the first competition, because now it's like, okay, all this stuff we've been working on for the past 6 months is about to go on stage. Is it gonna look crazy, or are you gonna do what you're supposed to do?
Mm-hmm.
And the kids are always just up on their toes, just like, "Ugh, like what are we gonna do? Like what are we gonna do?" And it's just like telling them not to overthink. They've been doing right this whole time, so don't switch anything up now. But it gets pretty intense before competition. It really does.
So are we talking about intense like Lorianne Gibson? That intense?
Lorianne Gibson she's an intense person in general. Um, not that intense.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
But she's really intense. She's just intense like within herself. So that's kind of different. But that's just her passion. Like she's very passionate about
Yeah. Yeah.
everything that she does. So
Yeah.
that's why.
You know if she can put up with Diddy got the keys to the city, you know, if she can be his personal choreographer, Day 26, Danny Kane, 112,
Yeah.
Odo, so if she can work with Diddy, she won't have no choice but to be an intense person. So,
Right.
so but upon that, you get these kids ready for these major dance comps. So, how many people are we talking about that be on hand? At the competitions.
As far as staff, like staffing goes.
No, no, no. As far as people that buy tickets to come and see the show.
Oh, well, okay. So like when we do like our regular company shows, our shows pretty much sell out. So we do like one big company show and the shows sell out, and I think our kids perform for like 500 people or more.
Wow.
Um then but for competitions, it's other companies coming, so it's like a lot of people sitting in one big auditorium,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
screaming for their team, but then also like screaming for other people.
yeah. So like I mentioned to you earlier, before Nicole came on, my sister used to be a big fan of dancing dolls, and so I sat down and watched it with her one day, and I was like, let me see what these little mamas got. Let me see if they got their footwork going. And so as I was sitting and watching it, I was looking at their coach Diana,
Yeah.
and she was kind of like off to the side. She was blasting them out like this is not what we're over. Get it together. Do,
Yes, that
do
is a
you
lot
want to
of
lose?
coaches.
Yeah. So and I just seen it was she was in. I think they was in Huntsville, Alabama, and I think they was at the Alabama A&M gymnasium, and I think that gymnasium hold about 5,000 people, and this thing was packed
Yeah,
out.
they pack out.
Like they're like crazy packed. So you got these babies dancing in front of 5,000 people, and they they look like they've been doing it for 20 years. So
Right.
that's like crazy to me, like how a coach can really reach these babies like that. And upon me watching the show, she done told some of the mamas, this is my class. Like you can either
Yeah.
be quiet, or you can kick rocks. You know what I mean?
Right.
Do you want your daughter to definitely excel? So let
Right.
me coach it my way. Like she ain't really take all that mumbling on the sideline, like she just leave. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
so I can see how you as a coach had to really not saying that you gotta be rude to the parents, but just gotta let them know, man, because they want to talk about something they know nothing about. Like you don't know about this, like
Yeah.
your baby told you she want to dance, so you found the coach and you found a program that's gonna help her excel. So let the
Right.
coach do what they're supposed to do. And so I can
Exactly.
I can really appreciate the coaches that can really deal with the parents and really get parents to see their things their way. So I can really
Yeah.
appreciate that because every parent ain't easy to deal with. That's for sure. That's for sure. Every parent easy to deal with. So you got that knack for dealing with people, and so that says a lot. I mean, about you being a coach and you being a teacher. So I can
Yeah.
appreciate that. I can appreciate that. So let's talk about you as an artist, though. Whew, that's right up my realm. So the artistry, like, let's talk about like your mama told she pushed you into artistry. And she told you that you can do it. She believed in you. For one,
Yes.
that's a golden gem. Because when your parents actually believe in you with doing something that just build your confidence up like 150%. You know what I mean?
Right.
You like it just builds it up. So when you first sat down to deal with a producer, and when you first started to write, like what type of feeling was that for you? And did you really believe what you wrote after you wrote it?
I want to say the first song that I like sat down and wrote was my first two songs that I sat down and wrote was Mama Told Me and Toxic, and those were the first songs that were released. And with those songs, it was kind of like I was going off of feeling. And so I was
Mhm.
just, like doing what felt good to me, saying what felt good to me. And some things, I was just like, I didn't really want to say it because I do work with writers. But some things I just like, I really wasn't feeling for real. And then we came up with Mess It Up. And Mess It Up, I had been thinking about like this hook in my head, like it was in my head. So I was like, I don't know what beat this is gonna go to, but this is the hook. Like this is what we're talking about. And
Mm-hmm.
Mess It Up is definitely like me feeling like that's all, that's my whole feelings in that whole song. Just like, jamming out to stuff. And Mess It Up was like the first song that I sat there and I was just like, oh yeah, I'm going off of my feeling for sure. But that's always my process. I go off of what I feel. And if I listen back to it and it don't feel right to me, then I'm not gonna put it out there. So that's how
Mm-hmm.
SNL was for me too. I came up with the hook to SNL first before I even heard the beat. And then when I heard the beat, I was like, this is the beat for SNL. And then with my other song, Tragic, that's coming out next Saturday, it was the same thing. I was just like, okay, all right, yep, this is the beat. I was like, this is what we're gonna talk about it right here. And so yeah, so it took me a little minute. It took me 2 songs, but then after 2 songs, I really figured out how to match like my feeling to the beat and
Okay,
what I
okay.
what I really want to say.
Great, great. Sounds great. So you're the type of artist that even before you had the beat, you already got the melody in your head, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. So you more of a visual artist, so you already visualize what it's gonna sound like, and you can hear
Yeah, like you
from
you visualizing what it's gonna sound like. You see what your music video gonna look like. You know how you gonna promo
right,
it. You think about the whole thing down the line. And
right,
when
right,
that looks good to you, it's gonna be good.
right,
It's
right,
gonna be
right,
just
right,
I
fine.
hear
right,
the
right,
excitement in your voice. I love it. Go ahead, keep going.
right. So let's kind of talk about those first 2 tracks that you talked about, "Mama Told Me" and "Toxic." So when you was writing "Mama Told Me," so what was that exclusively about? "Mama Told Me," because it's such an interesting title. So I just need to know more in depth what it was about.
So it's the sample of the mama told me not to
Hmm.
shop around is the sample of that. So it's just saying that's where the mama told me came from. And then it was my first writer, Micah Keo. She wrote the first verse. And I was just like, okay. And that was me learning my voice. Because as y'all can tell now, like I talk very proper. Like I I promise, like I spent probably like 3 years in Brooklyn. I've been in ATL. Like this voice should not be coming out of me at all. So this is how I was rapping. So the engineer that I was working with, he was like, "We got to fix that voice." I'm like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "It's fine." So I have like this high squeaky voice, high pitched voice. He's like, "We got to figure it out. Like that's not gonna happen. Like people not gonna want to listen to that." So Mama Told
Mm-hmm.
Me and Toxic was both me like trying to figure out what my voice was like. Who is Rosie in a way? Like, okay, this is how I'm gonna say this, and that's how why having somebody else write certain verses help. But my second verse I wrote myself. The I got a cute face, slim waist, I'm in shape. Call me his dream girl. Now that was like off of me, and that's in my feeling. But that's after I mastered the first verse, which took me 2 months. Like this,
Wow.
I've been rapping, or yeah, I've been rapping for about three years now. I've been putting stuff out for a year now, like a little bit. Ooh, not I haven't. We haven't made the year mark yet. In July, we make the year mark for when I officially came out to be Rosie. So it's like 8 months it's been since now, something like that. But it took me a minute to get my voice down and just understanding like when other people were writing for me, like, oh, that's how you write, like that's how you change up your rhyme scheme, that's how you do that. So
Hmm.
it was definitely challenging. It was
Wow.
Okay.
definitely challenging.
Hmm. Okay.
It's really interesting to me. They say you're not supposed to ask a woman how old she is. Can I ask?
Yeah.
Okay, how old are you?
Wait, can you guys guess first? Wait, can you guess first?
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna guess, and and the only reason why I'm guessing is because the college thing, right?
Right.
Because you definitely look really, really young. So I'm gonna say 21.
Okay. What do you say, Jacob?
I let it be between you and Nicole. I'm not sure. So because the reason I'm not sure, because when it comes to the black don't crack, that shit is very true.
Yes.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I mean, 'cause we could go for 14 or 15. We could go
So
for really, really
so
young.
so
Like really,
I want to say, since you've been to school and since you're doing this, I want to say I'm gonna give you a range from 22 to 26.
Okay. So I'm 19 years old.
Okay.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I turned 20 in July. I'm a Leo.
Okay. Okay.
July.
July 25th.
Oh wow. Okay, perfect. That was my cousin. We were like sisters, but she's not here anymore. But that was
So
her
you
birthday.
Oh,
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's been so
that was her
long. But
birthday?
yeah. Yes, July 25th is her birthday. Yes. And my sister's
Oh
birthday is July
my
26th.
gosh.
That's funny.
That
so
is so crazy.
Yeah.
so
So
you
you're
never can tell.
19.
You never can tell what black women cause.
I just figured
like
because you're teaching and you're here and you're a choreographer and you're rapping. So I gave you 21, but if I would have said, okay, how many years have you done? Have you been in college? And you'd have been like, oh, this is my second year. I'd have been like, okay, 19 or 20. I was just
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
be nice.
yeah.
I'm also the youngest of my class, so everybody else is like 20, is like already 20, and I'm the youngest of my class. So I'm still
Mm.
19. They're like, grow up.
So this is your freshman
So
year.
So I don't do college. As soon as I could get out of school, I got out and stayed out.
Wow.
That was the first thing for me to do. I'm not showing anybody that went to college, and sometimes I think about going, but school just wasn't a thing for me. I was an artistic person. I wanted to dance all the time, and school just caused me like a lot of stress and just anger within myself. That as soon as I could get rid of it, I got my high school diploma, and I was like, I'm out. I'm not going back. So yeah,
Wow, that's
okay.
interesting. And that's really, that's really interesting because it's not for everybody.
no,
It's not. And that's just the thing, college isn't for everybody. It's a great tool to have. We don't want to dismay it. We don't want to throw it out, but it's not for everybody. And if you figure out that
Mm.
you are out of it and your life is rolling fine, honey, kudos to you and anybody else out here who thinks so, because sometimes just
yes,
trigonometry is not going to be used in the world if you're not going to be an engineer. It's just not. And if you're stressing, find a trade, dance a
yes,
little bit or something. I'm just
Well,
saying, shoot,
I just
because
want to know if black parents always thought what you're saying right now, and I can answer that for you. Hell to the no, they ain't always thought that. They
well,
they they always drill when when you about in the 10th grade. You start thinking about colleges yet, or like, but you got different forms of black parents. So if you come from a strong male that know how to use their hands and stuff like that, they always believe that you can get a trade. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And I can tell you this: the people who I know that got trades make way more money than people that got degrees, and that's facts. That's facts.
yeah, yeah. It also,
um,
I feel like it's also learning your hustle, because people
yes,
say
come
Right.
the
on,
hustle,
girl.
but learning your hustle at an earlier age, and that was kind of like my thing. I had to learn my hustle and know that if I am working a 9 to 5, okay, but what can you do? You're a
Yeah.
dancer, you're talented. Let's go do some dance classes. Like, make your money. Like, do what you know you can do, because the world, I don't know, and my mom's never made it that way, but the world didn't ever revolve around a diploma. I think after she realized like how much I was just like no to school, she was like, yeah, okay. So what are we gonna do when you get out of high school? And we came up with a plan, and it's been going.
That's
And
good.
that's a
That's good.
millennial thing. You are a millennial. You are a part of the millennial realm, right? Millennials
Yes.
started in
No, I think
2000
I'm Gen Z.
or Generation X.
No,
No?
I'm not Generation X. I think that's the one under me. I think
Yes.
I'm Gen Z. Yeah, I'm Gen Z.
Yes. Okay.
I don't know
Well,
what any of that means.
okay. Well, what it is if you
And
ever,
I don't know where it come from either. Please explain
well,
it.
Dick Gregory talked about it. So if you watch, go when you get done, Google Dick Gregory and Google these generations. He talked about um, the universe or God deities sending these you guys here to help us speed up this speed up the mind state that was embedded in us, because we were taught to go to school, we were taught to get that 401k, we were taught these things. That first ship they sent down here, you guys, everybody got it, because if you notice when people get pregnant, you know, people get pregnant in sets. And you might find a hospital that has all boys, and then this other hospital may have all girls and maybe two boys over there. It's really interesting that it's like that. It's
Yeah.
designed. So Dick Gregory was talking about these millennials that came here to show us how to make money really fast, how to do these things really fast, and to know that the things that were embedded in us from our forefathers, which learned from the slave master or whoever, that millennial or the ones, what did they say? What did you say you were again?
Gen Z.
Gen Z?
Jet Z.
I never heard
Is
of
it
that
Gen
one.
Z or Jet Z?
Like Generation Z.
Yeah, like
Generation. Okay,
Generation
Gen
Z.
Z.
Generation,
Yeah.
the
Okay,
one
Gen
behind
Z.
her is
Okay.
Generation X. So that's my grandkids. My grandkids are Generation X. She's Gen Z. And before you is the millennials. Millennials started in
Yes.
2000, right? Okay, so like a Morier, those people are the millennials. So, and then it's Gen Z right under them. And then it's
Yep.
next Generation
Gen
X.
X.
Okay, perfect. Those are the ones they say are no holds bars. Woo, Lord, I can't wait to see what that's like. Yeah. So, you guys are here to do what you guys are doing and saying and being bold enough to say what you're saying. College wasn't for me. I got my high school diploma. I can read, I can write, I can count. I can make these things manifest in my life. I know it in my mind. I told my mom what I wanted to do. She saw that this was what it was going to be, whether she helped me
Yeah.
or not, and she put an action plan there right away. Congratulations to your mother.
Yeah.
Because when my son came to um, Red Lobster and sat down and told me after I spent all my money that he wasn't going back, whoo, I about fell out, Lord Jesus.
See, that's so scary to me. I just didn't want to do that to her. That's what I was saying. I was like, I don't want to like you to spend all this money, and then I'm just like, hey, it ain't
That's
for
what
me.
he did.
Like that's
He
not
did
money
that.
that you play around with and do a test trial with. Like
Right, he did.
I'm not gonna
And
do that.
I truly believe. Yeah, I truly believe that. I truly believe that had he thought like you, he's older than you, so he's like about to be 29. So I believe that if he would have thought like that, I know for a fact he wouldn't have done that. But
Yeah.
that he tried it, and look, it's just I ain't going. He
Well,
has a
this is
Yeah.
what
program
I
right
think,
now. That's
and
a big deal. So I mean, just let him soar, I guess.
so this is what I think, Nicole. I just really think that kids, like my dad told all of us, I don't want y'all to try to please me. Do what's best for you. And so I think a lot of kids just go on to college because they try to please the parents and not knowing it's something deep down in their heart that they want to do. You know what I mean? Because by the time you come out of high school and when you done took every college preparatory class it is, you're kind of like burnt out. A lot of kids are.
Yes.
Like my nephew told my brother, he's like, I don't want to go to school. I got a plug with the Bridgestone tire company. I'm gonna make $21 an hour coming in the building. And he was like,
As he should.
can't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just can't. Like he told my brother this 2 weeks ago. He was like, I was like, Vontae going to college somewhere? He was like, no, he going straight to work, bro.
I
Straight to
mean, I
work.
got one in college right now, and that's your age. And we having a conversation right now. We having this conversation actually. He might be watching, he might not. Um, and I'm not deterring him from the thought process that he's having, but I want to be that mother who does what your mother does. I want to come up with a strategic plan
Come up with a
to
plan.
find out what it is that you really want to do. So I'm throwing things at him like security guard. You know what he's good at boxing and stuff like that. So I'm like security
Yeah.
guard. From that point, we'll take you back. He was already in karate class, so he's really good with his hands, martial arts, so on and so forth. Okay, so do we navigate you through there? Go ahead and start you up at LLC, and then I'm a PR, get you in doing some, maybe bodyguard and stuff. What do you think? And he was like,
Yeah.
huh? I like that. So that's what it's about. Kudos to your mother. I'm really, 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 really
Well,
interested. I wish I could interview her and just find out the questions that she asked you before you guys came up with that, because that's a good thing. That's a good thing. And I'm proud
Yeah.
of you and her.
well, from a male's point of view, I got them boxing connections. So, this coming Sunday, I'll be talking to 13 times world boxing champion Tori Nelson. So,
Oh,
I got them boxing connections, and I got 19 from 87 to 89 welterweight boxing champion Kevin C. Brooks. So your son, since he has that structure and he has that statue of a boxer already, I think you should ask him if he would
Bring
want to
me the
box.
ring.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I honestly feel like you should do it, and I feel like setting him up with a security job would be cool too. Cause my uncle was the WWE wrestler Shad Gaspard. I don't know if you guys know of Crime Time from WWE, but that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
my uncle. He passed away 2 years ago, and he just got abducted into the Hall of Fame. But
Mhm.
Oh,
that was his story.
congratulations.
He didn't really want to go to college for real, and so he became a security guard, and then he did some boxing, and then he transferred into WWE being a wrestler. So I think it's a
Wow.
plan. You just gotta
Yeah.
set it out.
I'm definitely for, like, because I'm thinking that you're in school, and I'm thinking you're a choreographer, and I'm thinking, wow, these days outside of college, like, to be a choreographer and to be an artist. I know what it takes to be an artist, not because I am one, but because I've been in that realm and just seen, how
Yeah,
they work. And that's why I'm like, man, you're busy. But if you're not in college and you're a choreographer, that's amazing. You're able to really focus in. So you targeted right in on what you're doing, blossomed it, know what you have, know what you're giving to the world, and shooting off. I'm amazed now. Like, I'm mouth dropped. So more than even 5 years from now, I'm like, man, a year from now, I want to see where you're at. Like, I'm just that
yes,
just amazed me. And the conversation is definitely tantalizing for the simple fact I was really just, talking to him and not really knowing where to go with the conversation with him, but not discouraging him into his thoughts as far as, what why he doesn't want to go back and so on and so forth, because we
yeah,
communicate and he tells me, like, how he feels. And so I didn't want to discourage him, but now at a moment in hand that I think, well, let's talk about, let's see how we can, what we can do, because it's a couple other people that we have to, like, knock down and drag out before this final decision is made.
Mhm.
yes,
Mhm.
So it's a couple other people we got to be like, duck, because
yeah,
this might happen. Yes. So just to know that how you guys think and how you guys are, and just to be that bold on, like, live, Facebook Live, and just say, look, college wasn't for me.
yeah,
I had a goal and a plan. That's like what's up. And to anybody that's in that era and watching and in your realm, feel free to talk to your parent or whoever it is, you counselor, whoever it is you need to talk
yes.
to, because school isn't for everybody. Some people have a really, really, really hard time in school. And
And
I
it's
was one in
okay.
high school.
It's okay to struggle. Like, it's okay. Just like, especially for something like school, just set your goal with it. Like, give yourself that 30-day limit. And if you are like a freshman in college and you just like you don't know what to do, you feel like you want to quit, like, give yourself a 30-day limit. Say, after my 30 days, I'll make a decision. That way you're not making a decision too quickly, and you're also not prolonging it a year from now, and you're graduating and you're depressed and you're going through all this other stuff. Like, give yourself a 30-day limit. Like, I'm gonna enjoy college for these days, see what's going on, and at the end of the 30 days I'll make my decision. And then you'll go from there.
And that's a good, and thank you so much for telling them that, because people need to hear that. People need to hear that. And you guys can make your, if and I'll take this from the words verbatim from Mr. J Menace. If you're good at it, then pursue it. Because everybody can't do
Yes.
everything. Like, everybody can't sing. And he was true. That was a truthful thing. And I
Yeah.
came on here and I was like, well, you can be whatever you want. And he was like, wait a minute. Everybody can't do
Fuck.
everything. And I was like, you know what? That does make sense. So let me change
Yeah.
up my thought process. So as the Mr. J Minutes would say, if you're good at it, perfect it.
Yes.
If you're good at it, perfect it. And I'm a firm believer in that. And I'm really, really, really happy that you're here. We're down to 10 minutes to the count. 10 minutes to the count. And is there anything that you would like to tell the people how they can reach you, where they can go find your music? And would you like to sing or rap on the show? And just let anybody hear anything if you felt like it.
I was gonna say, yeah, what's up, y'all? It's your girl T.Rosie. You can find me on all platforms at I am Rosie _. That is Rosie with a Z, so ROZIE _. I am on Twitter. I rarely post on there because I don't know how to work it for real. But I am on my Instagram all the time, and I try to stay up on my TikTok. Once I get my hair done for real, I'll be up on everything a little bit more. And I'll be going live and doing stuff. Check all my music out. I got some new stuff coming for y'all. I got a summer single that I'm really excited about. I got my last little breakup single for a little bit because I'm a little happy now. So my last breakup single's coming out on Saturday. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm just excited to see all things Rosie for the next year. We going on year 2. So.
Yeah. Congratulations, you guys. Give her a round of applause. All things Rosie. You guys heard what she said. She's dropping her hit single on Saturday. You guys go out, check it out, purchase it. We're glad you're here on Exquisite Conversation. You'll be back. Don't forget about me. Go on Instagram, Twitter, whatever they have, TikTok, move around, Tumble, all them good websites that they have. I am Pavani J. There's no other Pavani J's out here. I am Pavani J. We got Exquisite PR for you and Exquisite PR for you too on Instagram. Twitter is Pavani J 2022 or Pave Nicole. And Facebook is my name 3 or 4 times, and we blowing those pages up. So keep me locked in. I will be checking on you and seeing how you're doing. Tell your mother I said, hey, what's happening? I would love to get to know the Mrs. T. Rosie. And see, what she does in her strategic planning, because I'm definitely a sister who likes to connect to the sisters.
Yes.
Yes. And there we go. King Jacob, you want to take us home with something?
Man, it's boy King Jacob. Just want to say, man, we had a pleasure talking to T Rosie, and she just dropped some jewels, and she is part of it, as they say, that new generation that ain't gonna take no for an answer. They gonna get it one way or other. And I just want to say before we leave out, we wake up with 2 things every morning: a chance and a choice. I'm your boy King Jacob. We out of here.
All right, see you guys later.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome.